Hello and welcome to Femme Fatale by Helen. I am so excited. I'm super excited. Number one, I have Mary Terterov, which is my first attorney, my first advisor, my beautiful, beautiful friend, my soulmate, and then also I have Tina here, which I met through Mary, and we're gonna have this podcast together. So thank you so much for being with us today. So girls, I need you guys to introduce yourself first, and each one you guys can look at your camera, and then we can go ahead. So that's Mary. No, that's Mary.
That's me? Okay.
Yes.
Hi. My name is Mary. I am a contracts attorney. I'm a mom with 3 kids. I'm an aspiring poet, writer, and I'm currently working on Helen's novel with her to write that and release that into this beautiful world. And I'm super excited to be here.
Tina.
Hi, I'm Tina. Talk about being extremely excited to be here. This is like one of my dreams, to be in a room with amazing, strong women speaking our hearts and speaking our lives. And this is just such an incredible experience, and I'll remember this forever. I am a real estate attorney, a real estate professional, and I'm a mom of 2 boys and a wife, and just trying to make it all work.
Oh wow. Thank you, girls. I'm so grateful. I woke up this Saturday morning and I was coming to this date. It was a date for me. So I took my time to do my hair, put my lotions. Right. It was full of excitement.
And not just a date, it was a threesome date.
Yeah,
even more special. Even more special.
You know my new favorite
side.
Here we go.
That's why I introduced you to Helen at the Writers Retreat. Tina at the Writers Retreat.
Yeah. This was the whole purpose?
3 is not a crowd for Helen.
No, because you're strong and powerful, and
Thank you.
any combination works for you.
Yeah.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
I'm truly blessed to even being able to attract girls like you. Because throughout my life experiences, one thing I experienced is not everyone likes you.
Right. We know that.
Not everyone.
Or most people.
Yeah,
Let's be honest, most.
And then more and more you're yourself.
Yes.
It might be too much for people.
Yes.
It might be too loud for people. It might be uncomfortable for people. So when you truly like the people that like you, and you like them as well, and you're in harmony with them, it's like a gift.
Absolutely.
It's like a gift from universe, because when you see them, when I'm coming here to see you guys, it's the most beautiful experience for me. I'm excited to come here. I'm excited to talk to you guys. So it's very amazing to find people that they like you and you're in harmony with them, right?
And that you feel understood.
And you feel understood.
And not judged.
And not judged, definitely. This judging itself, it's definitely, it's not that we don't judge anyone. We ourselves, we judge.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are judgmental, but how can we free ourselves from judging ourselves, not to be judgmental on other people? And it's just, if they do the stuff that we don't like, if they do stuff that are stupid to us and we cannot understand it, just let it be, and love people for who they are and how they are. It's another gift, another life lesson that I'm going through.
Absolutely.
Because as we evolve, we start thinking, wow, I love myself so much right now, I'm so free. And then I see people that are in box, right? If I start judging the people that are in the box and they cannot understand that I can understand, and if I dislike them or start judging them just because you're in a box, now again, I'm back to me being judgmental again, just because now they're not like me again. So this was my last 12-month lesson, that I'm I am not as evolved that I think I'm evolved. Because if I'm really evolved, I have to whoever in whatever box.
I think we're always evolving.
Yeah.
I mean, every day we're evolving, we're growing. And I think the more that you listen to someone else, and the more that you can understand someone else before you seek to be understood, I think is definitely a key in life.
Correct. Evolving, without evolving, who are we? I feel like I'm lost if I don't evolve.
If you're
I have no
constantly
idea.
stagnant.
Who were you last year? Like, are you the
Totally
same
different
person?
person? God knows.
Yeah, who were you 5 years ago?
Yeah, right, for sure.
Imagine.
But also, I think also it's letting people reveal themselves to you, going back to judgment. If I had based it on the first impression that I had with each of you, we would have never been friends because I met you as like this go-to woman. You showed up to my office with like 2 assistants taking notes while you were talking, and I never imagined there's all these layers we're going to connect. And with Tina, we met at like a family barbecue, and she was to herself, and there's kids, and it wasn't like a fireworks connection. And I think there's something in us where we are like, okay, let's just keep going a little bit and see what happens. Like letting the person reveal themselves to you without giving up right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the same concept of like you're looking to understand someone else first. Like you're giving them that space to be themselves, to learn about them, to hear them, and then figure out where you're going in the relationship.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about what subject we want to talk today, and then we came up with a couple of options. So one of them, we're starting with
Very
the
haphazardly, by the way, at the very last minute. Let's be honest.
She does that on purpose so that the subconscious mind surfaces.
last second. So we just made a decision like less than 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, she's a sneaky spiritual goddess. Very
So
sneaky.
I'm gonna throw you guys under the bus. Ha ha
Woo,
ha.
honk honk, we're ready.
So back to our what subject that we want to cover today. So a couple of subjects that you guys offered, which guilty pleasure, a fun one we're going to do. Then we're going to talk about what is life, what is
Like living on your own terms.
on our own terms means. Okay. And then the last subject will be our identity, our age, as what you mentioned, and the last thing, strength. How do you make a strength, and what is really this word strength mean? So these are the subject I think is gonna mean so much to you guys, also which means to me a lot too. So I think this is a good topic to talk about. So let's start with our identity. I think this is a very vast subject. How do we find our identity? What baggages we are carrying from our culture, from religion, how we are raised, what is expected from us in the society, what is expected from you as a wife, as a daughter. So how do you find your identity? Who you're catering to? You know, are you catering to yourself? Are you catering to your family? Are you catering to society? How do you...
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
And the other thing is you know, we kind of talked about this a little when we were all together in the retreat. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we did that, who am I? And who am I when all of my categories are stripped from me? Who am I when I'm not a mom, when I'm not an attorney, when I'm not a real estate broker, when I'm not all these things? Who am I when all those things are stripped away from me? What's left?
Who are you, Tina?
Who am I feel like in this moment I could say I'm myself. I am a communicator. I'm someone who wants to connect with people. Someone who wants to feel loved, spiritually, and I just want to be in the moment. That's who I feel like I am when all those other things are taken away.
That was very authentic. That was so real. I like that. And I feel like the sense of want to be loved and I want to living in the moment, it's like so universal.
It really is.
Without people really knowing it. So we do so much to feel loved. But sometimes we don't know exactly why we do things and what is the maximum ultimate goal we want to get. We forget, no, like we do all of this in order to be loved.
Right.
And you went a long way to realize that. because just even knowing that, like, it took me 2 years therapy, and finally the final version, finally, like, what is the answer? To love myself and to feel loved. This is it.
Yeah.
Because the day that you feel loved by yourself and you feel like, okay, I receive love, like, finally you reach the goal that what is it that you're supposed to get out of this life.
Right.
You know? So tell me
And
how...
being present.
Being present
is so hard for us to do because we're always running. We're running from place to place, job to job. We're doing 100 things at 100 miles an hour, taking care of everybody else, as we were talking about earlier. But at the end of the day, where are we? We just need to be here, present in this moment, so that we can experience ourselves in this world right now.
So correct. What do you do for yourself in order to feel, I did this for myself because I love myself? How do you cater to that?
Well, I went on a pretty extensive journey physically to kind of take better care of myself. I think that's played a big part of my life.
Very nice.
Which
is so important.
It's really important to
Because
feel healthy and
feel
healthy in your body and feel like you.
Because I feel like you need to be able to look at the mirror and tell yourself, I love you. You look beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that look is, you need to feel comfortable with it. You
whatever
need to
that
love
is for
it.
you.
Whatever that is for you, you know? And then, so I'm not saying like everyone need to look like a Barbie. I'm not trying to advertise anything.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying,
do you feel like yourself?
You feel like yourself. If you think this is the best that you could do, like, love that person that you see in the mirror, you know?
Every day.
Every single day.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your number one. Go ahead, I'm listening.
For taking care of myself? And feeling loved. So that's definitely, I think, one of the things. You know, I think things like this, like coming out of your comfort zone and doing things that have been in your mind in the past. Like one thing that, for example, that Mary and I had talked about is like, okay, I know I'm working, I know I'm doing this, I know I'm doing that, but by the time I'm 45, we're going to start writing together. You know, we're going to start doing this. And she always holds me accountable. She makes me, she definitely holds me accountable to everything that I say.
She took me to my first writer's retreat, so she popped my cherry, okay?
It's hard for me to believe as your attorney, like, you are the one holding everyone accountable.
Yeah, she did hold me accountable.
No, but you know, you forget in life. You go through phases, and there's phases where you forget yourself. You forget, you're just giving, you're pouring out into everybody else, and you forget, what about me? What about the things that I wanted? What about the things that I knew I was capable of doing? And you need someone in your life. You need a Helen. You need a Mary to say, let's do this today. Let's just get together on a Saturday and sit in these pink chairs and have this conversation, you know?
Yeah.
True.
I like that.
Yeah.
So do you go to like spiritual journeys in order to be able to connect with yourself more?
I think courses are important.
You take courses?
I've definitely taken some, they're not spiritual courses, but they're different types of courses that help you. That I took one that really helped me understand that I'm not a victim in this life. I think that was really important for me is I feel like two things.
This is off course a little bit, but living on your own terms, I think also has to do with having a lot of fun and surrounding yourself with fun women.
Yeah.
And saying, I'm not going to do boring anymore. Like, I'm going to be with layered, multi-dimensional women who can run the world, but also wear glitter on their chest. Like Helen is this morning.
Like you.
Oh, wait, and she told me, I think today I'm going to be provocative. And I said, you're always dressed provocative.
No, because I was planning to come with like a bra, and then it's tattoo everywhere.
What was that?
That's another hand.
Oh, God, Helen, I'm going to have a heart attack. Enough. Enough. Body work. No more.
I like it.
No more.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm gonna punish Tina for promoting this kind of stuff. Anyways.
But I think tattoo is beautiful. But seriously, I want to say like 3 years ago, if the guy had a tattoo, I wouldn't date them. Now all I'm looking for it with the guy with the tattoo.
It's basically art on your.
It's so freaking beautiful. It's sexy. I like it.
art.
I like
It's an
it.
art form.
I don't
It's
know
not like
what
how it
happened.
used to be when
No, it's not.
back
Yeah,
in the old prison
that's
days.
Oh, stop! Prison days! But if you do end up going to prison, you'll fit in because you're going to have all these tattoos.
Don't say
But
that.
not on your neck. I'm kidding.
If I ever,
God forbid.
you're
Tina and I will visit you.
not visit me. You're the one bailing me fucking out visiting me.
Tina and I will come with our matchas.
I have all these attorney friends. You want to come visit me?
Do more than visit.
We're going to do more than that.
Okay, no visitation, please.
Yeah.
I want to be out of there in 48
God, I
hours.
knocked on wood. I'm just joking. That was a really bad joke.
So,
We were talking about victim
mentality.
Not feeling
It plays a really, really big role on you. And
Yes.
let me give you example. Because whatever you do in life, if you tell yourself, this happened to me,
Yes.
you will never find peace in anything. Because you took your choice, you took all your choices, and you took your ability of decision making and you gave it to someone, you give your power to someone else. You
Powerless.
basically said,
Powerless.
everyone made decision for me, and I was so disabled, and I had nothing to do with any of those. So basically, I have no power, and I had no power in my life. But the day that you realize it was you made the poor choice, it was you not running away, it was you letting people to use you.
Exactly.
It was you were comfortable living in that uncomfortable lifestyle because you didn't want to put extra hardship on yourself.
Yeah.
The day that you realize all those, you realize it was you. You're not the victim.
Right.
And you see it play out like in everyone, like a script. It's like you ask someone how they're doing. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, that happened to me. Oh, this is happening to my dog. That's happening to my cat. It's like, come on, let's snap out of it, guys.
Yeah.
Let's
No.
take responsibility for our lives.
Mhm.
Let's move forward in a direction where we're not victims.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I used to have so much resentment with my marriage and with like, oh, like how could I these
It's up to
people to
you.
do this to me? But it was me. I lived that life. I could have left. I could have ran away.
Well, you did.
I did, but until I woke up, it was like, it took me 40 years. I couldn't leave the first 2 years, but I was, whatever excuses that I give myself. I want to be a good kid. I want to be, I want my parents to approve me. I want to be, like, I want the society, I want my family, I want all my aunts and uncle, like, say Helen is a good girl. For what? Like, I sat there and I gave my power to other people. I waited to see how they're gonna judge me instead of being responsible for myself, instead of taking control of my life. I gave my power away and I became a victim. I decided to live as a victim because it's way more comfortable, because other people are making a decision and I just can cry for myself. But if you come out of that,
Yep.
if you're not a victim anymore, if you are a decision maker and accept and love even your bad decisions.
Exactly.
Love
Own
them.
your mistakes.
Own it.
Own your bad decisions because they belong to you.
Yeah.
They made you better. They
Yeah.
made you who you are.
Yeah. They make you better. And then, so next time you experience that, and what you're going to do the next time? You're going to make a better decision
Hopefully.
that is aligned with you. It is aligned with you. Like, the better decision, like, it depends. And everyone in dictionary, like, what is a good decision? We have no idea. You live your different lifestyle that I live. So good for you.
What is good
I mean,
for me is
what is
just
good
me.
for you is not good for me, exactly.
But that's where it becomes tricky. So let's kind of transition for a moment to like mom life, work life, and then who you want to be on the inside. Sometimes you want to make a decision to like drop everything and let's say have a career change, but it doesn't really. It's not. It could be a good decision for you, but a bad decision for the family unit. So what do you do? What's the?
Oh my! I love what you said. I love what
But
you
I mean,
said.
it's the case for a lot of people.
Yes.
You know.
So, do you think if you're there for your kid 24/7, does that make you a good parent?
No, actually, I don't
I think it
parent
makes
that
you
way.
worse of a parent.
I think it makes you
sometimes.
worse. I
If
leave
you
my
have
kids
no
2
dream,
weekends.
do you think
No.
then you will want for your daughter to have
No.
dreams while you're sitting them, and the only goal that you have is for you to take care of someone?
100% no.
So-
No. That's like having zero identity.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, okay, let's take for example, when my husband was in residency, let's just say, and I wanted to quit being a lawyer and write. 'Cause I've always wanted to be an author. And if I did that when my first child was born, that would not have worked financially because it would have been a good, fun decision for me, my
That's
spiritual
fine,
needs.
but that's a decision that you're making.
It is a decision.
It's a good decision.
It's a
for
decision
you.
that works for you, but sometimes a decision that works for you doesn't work for the family unit or other people that you have this life arrangement with.
But it's a good decision. You made a good decision, a really good decision at that time. You took everything into consideration and made the right decision for
Right.
you and your family. And then later on in life, like now, you're able to do all the things
Right.
that you wanted to do.
Yeah,
So
it changes. Yeah,
it
it changes.
changes.
Yeah, that's for
And I
sure.
want to add something to it too, because you had multiple goals and multiple purposes in one time. So let's say in that 5 years,
Yeah.
you wanted the multiple things. So when you want multiple things, you need to play them, and you need to compromise with them
Yeah.
to see which one to do first, which one
Yeah.
to do second. You want to have a family. You want to have your first child. You want to be a writer. You
wanna have your
are an
second child.
attorney.
Yeah. Your third child.
Your son, your husband, sorry, is at school.
Yeah.
So,
True.
you wanted all of that. It wasn't that you didn't want to be married and then someone put you there. You wanted that
Exactly.
man.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Now because you want all these 5, all of it at the same time, so now there's timing game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Timing
you need
game
to,
of our-
timing
of our
game,
lives.
You need to fit in everything together, because at the end of the day, you achieved it all. You did actually very good timing game.
I did.
You did.
I agree. I think
You
that I
did.
was smart with my timing. The only thing that I didn't do on time and I regret is when I was a kid in college, I didn't act like a kid in college. I was too serious. I took life too. It's usually the opposite. People like party, they delay a lot of things and they regret. Right? They're like trying to catch up with their careers. It was the opposite. I didn't like live that life where you explore, where you date, where you party. Maybe you make a few bad decisions. So I think timing is important. I think that is important too.
Correct.
For someone in their 20s.
Yeah.
So I would have changed that one thing. I would have given myself permission to fuck up as a young 20-year-old. Not be so perfect, so on track. I think that's important.
But also, people like you and almost, I have that same thing too, because we're adults, but we almost have that childish type of behavior. And that comes from because we didn't have that.
I don't know
when
what
we
it
were
comes
kids.
from, because I've done everything that I've wanted to do, and I still have that
Yeah,
childlike
yeah.
behavior. So I don't know, guys.
What she's saying is she partied very hard in her 20s.
No, I mean,
Okay,
I've
nice.
lived like a very full life, and I still want to be a kid.
Okay,
I
cool.
still want to have experiences where we're laughing and joking about nonsensical things.
I see.
I think you need that in your life.
Okay. But mine, I feel, I don't know. So do you feel like that? Like mine is so extra that I want to be dancing on top of the tables. It's like I never end just dancing on the dance floor. I need to be at top of the tables. So
Where do you
go
think-
to
I don't
that
know, I
I think it
extreme?
depends on the day.
No. Well,
Mary's question: how do you find the table?
Yeah. What if there's no
I
table?
find one. I don't know.
But where do you think that need comes from?
The need for what?
Dancing on the table.
She's saying that she said that I am extra. I need to get on the table. Is it because your life was also extreme in the beginning? It's extreme now, but it was also really extreme in another way in the very beginning of your life.
I think it's a personality trait.
It's true.
Do you think?
It's-
Or is it
it's part of you.
circumstantial?
It doesn't.
You are
it wouldn't have
she was a
mattered.
prisoner. She was a physical and mental prisoner. So I'm wondering, if you weren't, would this extra be here?
I think so.
No, this question is so deep. I need to go to meditation.
Okay, talk to your therapist and let us know.
Let us know later.
Season 2.
Season
We
2.
can't reveal it all in the first podcast.
No, we
It's gotta be
cannot. We cannot. Exactly. We cannot reveal all this. It will be boring. Okay.
No boring.
Okay, definitely. I will think about this and I'll have answer if my entire personality coming from the how I'm conditioned, or there is certain things that comes from maybe genetically there's some stuff in us, or maybe like my
Definitely.
life circumstances in my childhood let me be, or even my after divorce or my exposure to life allowed me to come out of being ordinary.